Hello there and welcome to the first part of my Lego October haul. Now, in this first part we'll be looking at all the things that have arrived as I'm speaking, so my standard pick-a-brick order will not be included, though my bestseller pieces have arrived, and if you can see, that means we'll be building the purple classic spaceman, which I am really excited for. But this is everything else that arrived. You can see on your screen three, not one, not two, but three gift with purchases. These were all available October the 1st. Well, this was sort of going out. They were getting rid of stock October the 1st. But the other two are the Halloween Fun VIP pack and the Pirate VIP pack, which I'm going to crack open. And I actually also have the Summer VIP pack, which I'm still yet to open. This is from an order earlier in the year. But whilst we're taking a look at the other two, I might as well also crack open the summer one. So stay tuned. I'll be opening them towards the end. When I ordered all of this, you could also have got this X-Wing poly bag, which came out in January, I think, which was the lead up to the UCS X-Wing, which, of course, we ended up getting. And for 40 years of Return of the Jedi now, I picked this up in a Tesco for £3, so I didn't order any Star Wars sets, as you can see. But I do have a bunch of the Marvel minifigures to crack open. But I think I'll clear this first and start looking at the two other sets that I picked up. So now that we have a bit of space on the desk, you can see that I already have the Wintertime Fun Time polar bears, whatever the name is, and also the Halloween cat and mouse. In fact, I can show you the cat and mouse, as we do actually have it on display for Halloween. And it is a nice fun build. You've got the mouse coming out of the pumpkin and the cat. It's a bit hard to show off on the side as they do tend to fall off, but you can see just how simplistic yet detailed it is. And even on the back there's that little hill with the other sort of sprouting pumpkin. So I really do like these. We also have the Funtime polar bears. I really can't remember the name of it. It's something along them lines. So of course, before they retire, I had to pick up the lovebirds and the Easter bunnies just to display when their time comes. Perhaps these will be displayed a bit more permanently if I had the space, as you could just switch around whichever one's in front. But there's a few quite cool pieces. You've got all the colourful eggs around here, as well as the flowers, and of course you've got these two lovebirds, which is more of a Valentine's than this an Easter set. But if you want to see me review them whilst they are still in stock in Lego, let me know down below, and perhaps when I switch over the Halloween and Christmas ones, I can show off all four in a separate video. But for now, these are going to go to the side as they will be built later on. Now we can take a look at our gift with purchases. This one here was on a code that was given out by, I think, Brick Fanatics, one of the other Lego communities, which is pretty good if you want to find out the latest Lego news as it happens. And they also have a fun few other articles, which personally I'm not interested in, but it's definitely worth keeping a tab up every now and then to see the news as it happens, as they can be pretty quick. Like for instance, the Lego Disney gift with purchase, which is the new Steamboat Willie, is already out on the Disney store, and I would not have known that if it weren't for Brick Fanatics. So I got this gift with purchase with an exclusive online code, and it was technically meant to stop at the end of September, though because it was mere minutes into the day that I ordered, it meant I also got this, and I only had to spend, I think, £70, which it gets you that new road piece. There's a bike with a little Uberman on it, which I haven't seen this piece anywhere else, and it gives you a cool little sandwich stand, as well as someone selling sandwiches or perhaps buying a sandwich on their phone. So I'll definitely be including this into my city somewhere and build that later. But now let's have a look at both of these VIP fun packs. Now, the pirate one isn't too Halloweeny. I guess it sort of fits with the theme, but the main one for the month will be this Halloween one here. And that is because it includes the helmet we need to build our spaceman. I do have all the spacemen here. I did actually order some replacement parts for this red one, and just after I placed my order, the torso for the red classic spaceman actually went on sale, so I did miss out on that. Perhaps I'll have to buy that at some point in the future. So I might leave the replacement parts for if I ever get my hands on that torso, though the pieces do go out of stock pretty quickly. Though it does have to be said, the helmet and the backpack for the purple classic spaceman are going to be gone by the time this video gets out, if they're not already, because they are part of the Lunar New Year sets, and they're only sort of replacement parts rather than actually selling them on the online pick-a-brick. but we haven't really seen the classic red torso, or at least to my knowledge we haven't seen it yet, and even the white one is pretty old, so it'll be interesting to see which sets in the new year these come out in, as I feel like we've definitely got to get them in the set. They can't just make them exclusives for the Pick-a-Brick. If they are, it does mean we'll see either way the return of the torso, so perhaps I'll put them pieces to the side and have to look out for that torso in my next order, but this purple spaceman will be needed and the rest can go on display. So we've waited long enough, let's get this bag open and see which bricks we have inside. And you can see just down here that we actually have two of the classic space helmets, and they are the classic space helmets, not the newer motorcycle helmets that we tend to see, which is nice that they've sort of brought them back, especially in this purple colour, which we haven't had before and is exclusive to either this VIP fun pack or one or two other sets, one of which is a Lunar New Year set, and I think either this or the oxygen tank showed up previously in one of the bigger stunt sets. And you can see the instructions, which we have already seen before. They were leaked a while before it was confirmed we were getting this fun pack, and they have a few inspirational bits of where you can hang these pumpkins, and it looks like you even get a skeleton in this pack, which is really interesting. But of course my focus today is going to be on the bricks we get, and you can already see the skeleton is here. It does come with the proper skeleton legs. I don't know if these are the proper skeleton legs. I think we're more accustomed to seeing the sort of Ninjago style legs with the boot, which I don't know if I prefer them to this. These are definitely more skeleton legs, but I definitely like the fact that they've included the boots. Perhaps that looks more Lego, and that is what I'm used to. But it also comes with the classic arms, which is really nice, not getting any of the droid arms or the chunky ones that they tend to use as fingers in some of the older newer mechs, the not recent ones but sort of last year's mechs. And it is very nice to get a skeleton in a bag such as this, because there's a lot of accessories, but you get a skeleton, you also get I think 2 spiders, there's a bat, there's a cat, there's a load of different animals. I think last year we even got a few skeletons as well, so skeletons are probably all but confirmed for every single Halloween VIP pack if we do continue to get them, and I really do hope we continue to get these because they are really fun. You can get a few different pieces. I don't think I've had a Lego bat or a grey cat before, so it's very nice to be able to get these in a pack which is free with qualifying purchases. Now, this was sort of hidden. I waited until minutes into the day of October, didn't see any of it, and ended up ordering my order anyway. And if you do check your basket, you notice that for VIP members, or insiders as we now are after the Lego rebrand, for any order over £45, this would have been added to your basket, I think, all the way up until the 22nd, or perhaps that's the Pirate Fun Pack. Perhaps this is already out of stock. But either way, these VIP Fun Packs are very popular, so you really do have to order them straight away, which is a problem if you're waiting for certain bricks to come back in stock. However, there's no guarantee that the bricks will even come back in time for the gift with purchase, so I'd always just add a few extra pieces to your Pick-a-Brick bag, and if you're not fussed about any of them and only order them to get the minimum £10 to get the other pieces, just hold off the whole order and wait until the bricks come in stock. Then you can decide what else you are getting. Now, with this fun pack, we actually get 2 Wizards hats. Now, I got my first Wizards hat with the Dreams Village recently, and it's quite interesting they've given us 2 because we only have 1 skeleton. Everything else has come in pairs. We've got 2 spiders, 2 bats. I guess we only have the 1 cat, but you can't exactly sit the Wizard's hat on the cat. Perhaps that'd be really interesting if you could. And you can sort of hook it on between the head and the tail, but it doesn't stay. It would have been really nice to have got both another cat, perhaps a black cat, which is more along the Halloween aesthetic, and to give this skeleton a friend, which would have made use of the extra hat. But we didn't, so we do have the extra hat as well as some blue flames, which I don't know if they're very Halloweeny, but they're cool to get because the orange flames are currently on the Pick-a-Brick walls, and you don't really see these blue flames anywhere. It's odd, but I do quite like the fact they've whacked this in. You can also see we've got one of the new webs, which again, we got 2 spiders, but only one of the webs. But I have shown these off in yesterday's video as they're also on the pad wall, so I did pick up a few of these. And I guess you can put the spiders back to back and hang them somewhere so that there's a spider on both sides. But It just would have been nice to have got both another skeleton and another cobweb. But perhaps that enabled us to get other bricks such as the purple space helmet, which I moan about the flames not fitting into Halloween. I'm not quite sure where this purple helmet comes in. I suppose you could probably put it on the skeleton, but then you've got two wizard hats and another purple hat, which don't really have any torsos to go on. Now, when I was ordering parts for my Lego City, I did order a few grey ones of these. These are very nice pieces to have, especially because you can use the flame pieces, and if you have them in brown, you can use them for Minecraft because the flame pieces slot just in like so. And we do have 6 of these white bricks and only 4 flames. I think someone should have sat down and perhaps counted up the pieces a bit better, but you don't have to use these with the flames, and you could perhaps add it to this arch here to give it a bit of extra height, but it still would have been nice. I can see we do have an extra flame here, so perhaps we do have 6 flames for these 6 bricks, but especially in the case of the spiders and the cobwebs, it would have been nice if they matched it up, and I don't think we do. So I think that was just perhaps an extra piece which they'd still include in these fun packs. Perhaps we have an extra of all these smaller pieces, these cookies, waffles, flowers, just to make sure that we don't get one less. So it would have been nice to have got more flames, but it's understandable if they had a piece count and were just adding random pieces, that they wouldn't have looked too much into that. And we also have some of these domes. Now I'm going to have a look at the instructions here to see just where they say you can use these pieces, and I guess the domes can be used with the other leaf pieces, but I wonder if we have enough to use up all the domes. And of course I am happy with this fun pack. I am sort of nitpicking here, but actually we do have enough pieces. We have more than enough pieces to add these little leaf elements into these domes and create a little surrounding for the skeleton to perhaps walking through some swampland or really anything. And I think that goes again with the arches. We have some bottom arches and top arches that add up quite nicely, and perhaps we can even include a brick in the middle there so that they don't fall over. It's just nice to see when pieces pair up, and you can create this old looking tree which can have the leaves on top. You can even add the vines onto these leaf elements which sort of just come down the side or go along the top bit here. And of course it finally makes sense. We have 2 leaves, we have 2 of the top arches, 2 of the bottom arches. They seem to finally be adding up, and you know what, it don't actually look too bad. We also have some of these greenish, it's sort of this swamp green colour. I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up well enough, but if you know what colour I'm sort of talking about, you'll know that it's quite a nice colour for Halloween. And we have another helmet here. We have 2 of these sort of Crusader helmets, which I suppose there is no chance I can be asking for 6 skeletons in the one set, but they do have the hole in the top which you can add the flame to. I guess I'm not sure if that looks too weird or not, but you can also add these to the skeleton, and perhaps a skeleton battle pack would have been nice for a Halloween fun pack, and it definitely would have been very fun getting all the customization. Perhaps some of the skeletons have boots, some of them don't. I'll leave the skeleton there for now, but we do have plenty of helmets to add to the Lego City. And we also have these vine pieces here. I think there was a pink one we got for World Playday, which I don't know, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. They have 2 very unique connectors. You can connect them up if you wanted to make some complicated pipe work, and you can connect them with the new candle pieces, which it doesn't look like we got any in this set. It would have been lovely if we got some candle pieces, but you can also, I guess, put studs on the end. I think that's what this connector is for. And yeah, you can connect the usual studs to it, so this can stand up and be some odd looking plant. I don't know, I'm still not sure how I feel about these pieces, but they're definitely an interesting piece. And we also have a load of pumpkins. We don't have any tops to the pumpkins, but we do have some nicely autumn coloured leaves that we can add to the bottom. And again, green flower for the top. I think they definitely should have spent more time into trying to pair up these pieces rather than giving us a bunch of random accessories, as it would have been really nice to have got a dark green top for each of these pumpkins. But again, we got some of these wall pieces, which it does look we got 4 of. It's a nice even number, which is especially needed when you're using pieces like this, and I haven't seen these before. They're very nice. I'm not sure I'll use them in the city, so definitely the skeleton, the helmet, and perhaps the pumpkin pieces are what are gonna catch more people's eyes. And we got this carrot piece. We also got the top in white, so I guess it looks more like a pale parsnip. And we also got some of the miniature bones, which I do like. We got a cone also in that white, and quite a few of the autumn colours. You got the whites, the oranges. We got this very nice dark red masonry brick, which if these were on the pad wall, I'd be filling up a few cups. We also got some bread. We got some smaller slopes, which perhaps will look good with these arches if we set them up to build some little tunnel here. And we also got, this seems like it fits more with the pirate pack. Perhaps they'll also have one of these in the pirate pack, but it definitely looks like that top bit of a pirate bow on the sail. I'm not really sure what it's called, but the little lookout. And you can add the skeleton to the barrel, which again is a bit of fun. If we look at the instructions, the barrel doesn't seem to actually appear. I can't see the barrel at all, but they do have the chest piece, which doesn't come with a new flat top Minecraft, but it's definitely more of a classic styled treasure chest, which I'm not going to complain about. These chests are very fun, and the only thing I will say, for the Minecraft ones, they come with a flat top to represent the chest more, but they still have these side bits, which means you can't slot them in. But I really like this design of Lego treasure chest, and perhaps this is where all the cookies and waffle elements that we've got are being stored. You can see just inside we've got, I think they're fairly new, a waffle and some sort of cookie element. It's very nice to get some printed elements, especially some smaller printed elements in this slot. And we also have some of these grey flowers I mentioned earlier, a yellow 2x2 brick, and also this pie, which for the sake of Halloween, I'm going to say it's a pumpkin pie. It is a pumpkin pie, it's Halloween. There's not really any other pie it can be, so we got plenty of food. We even got some of these apples, which because of this top bar here, you can actually hook in the tree, so that's pretty fun. And you can see it's just hanging there by the top of it. And I think that's nearly everything. We did get some bigger bones, and I think the final piece here is this window element, which actually looks like it's got a mini door on it. That's probably some sort of shutter. If the camera can focus, perhaps you can see it is quite detailed and it is very nice, and these pieces actually fit inside the arch, which if you didn't notice can be really handy for building. And you can even put together a small house here using both of these and perhaps some of these little masonry elements. So overall, this is a great battle pack. I mean, VIP fun pack. It would be a great battle pack. I really wish we get some sort of skeleton battle pack, some army of the undead, but I do really like this pack. And of course, the main reason I wanted it is for the helmet, but I'm so happy I got everything else. Now, let's take a look at the pirate pack once I've got all of this cleared. And I've actually decided to keep it to the side. Hopefully I'll have enough space to push this to the side and look at the summer pack, because it just means I can compare all 3 of them at once. But a quick comparison, this one didn't come with any inspirational sheet of where to put things, so this is fully using your own imagination. But I do really like the shark they've given us. I'm pretty sure this is a new mold. This is a very new mold compared to one I got. The last shark I'd have got would have been with the Atlantic sort of theme, which is a very outdated theme now. The old submarines and with the shark monsters. I'm pretty sure there was a shark in either that or a city set around the time. So I got the old one, which definitely doesn't look as good as this one. So I'm very happy I got one of the new sharks. And there's actually one of the skeletons in this pack as well, which I did say when I opened the Halloween one that I wanted more skeletons. Well, I guess I've got more skeletons, and what is actually quite nice about this is I don't think I realised it with the... no, we didn't get any spare parts for this. I think perhaps there's even another skeleton. There's an extra 2 arms, there's an extra 2 legs. Oh yeah, there's a head and a body. We get 2 skeletons with a pirate, but we only got one with a Halloween. I wonder why that decision was made. Perhaps because with the pirate one, there's not as many pieces they can use, like Halloween themed, well, pirate themed, but there could have been Halloween themed items instead of a skeleton, so they just chose to only have one. But it would have really been nice to have got another skeleton. But I'm very happy that we got three, perhaps because these were on at the same time. It meant that you could get both of them and you had three skeletons between them, which isn't half too bad, I suppose. You've also got the pirate gift with purchase, which would give you not another skeleton, but a pirate figure, perhaps to mix in with the rest of these. And we've even got another chest, which is in a different colour. It's more of a nougat colour rather than the dark brown. But I wonder if they have given a second pirate hat, so both the skeletons can have their pirate hats. I guess they're not both captains, but they both have a pirate hat, which is pretty cool. And there is also two parrots which don't seem to sit on their shoulder. They could have added a little, I don't know, backpack piece. I don't know how exactly would get the parrot on the shoulder, but they can't hold them either because they're using the skeleton hands, which don't have that same stud bit that pokes up like a minifigure. But you can give them a sword to hold, which is pretty cool. I don't see anything for, perhaps this is the flagpole. I'm not quite sure what we've got to clip the flags onto. I think, yeah, this makes sense. This brown pole here is the flagpole, so we can have one skeleton waving the sword around. And because they are skeletons, they're a bit hard to stand up. Harder than minifigures at least, because they don't have as much surface area on the bottom of their feet. But I am very happy that we got these legs rather than the boots. I think it just makes them look more proper skeleton-like. I don't really know how to put it, but it keeps these skeletons different from the Ninjago ones. And I know they have this different, more bland skeleton face anyway compared to Ninjago, but it's just another thing that makes them look like their own skeletons and not like they're from the other Lego themes. So we've got one skeleton with a flag, one skeleton with the sword, and we can perhaps even take our other skeleton here from the Halloween pack and even give him a flag. I think it looks a lot cooler on the bone than it does on the actual flagpole, which is definitely something that I'll probably switch up when I display these. I don't know how I'm going to display these, but I'll find somewhere to display them, and especially on this little lookout bit here, I think these do really go well hand in hand. So it'll be interesting if the summer one adds up to the same sort of expectation that the pirate pack has set. We got 4 golden frogs, and I even saw a golden sort of rooster in there as well, which is very nice to get this different colour of frog. And I have a few of the other colours, so I'm probably going to start a frog collection now. Perhaps that can be on display in my Lego museum in the city. But for now, the frogs will be going in the treasure chest, and they do represent gold quite nicely. You see the pink ones for the blossoms of the autumn trees, and you see so many different ones. You've got the chocolate ones in Harry Potter that then represent sewage waste in other Lego sets, and you've even got green ones that are added to the Dreams Village sort of witch's hut, because of course you can't have some sort of witch's hut or potions master without having some frogs at hand. But it closes up nicely, all 4 fit in there. And of course we've got the chicken, we've got the 2 parrots that I'll try not to throw around. We also have this sort of telescope. I'm not too sure, this is some astrology thing that I really don't know anything about, but it's quite interesting seeing the ball on the bottom. It reminds me of the Harry Potter one, so I wonder if we can get a stud down if it rotates just like the ones do. And the answer's no, it doesn't really. I was really hopeful that this would be able to rotate, perhaps lean forward and back, and I guess there's a little bit in it, but not really. It just rotates sideways, perhaps in, oh, there we are. If we lift it up a little bit, it rotates, but then it just pops itself back out. So it would have been really nice if we got that, but perhaps it can be used in a minifigure's hand and rotates. You can position it to their eye a lot easier, just like the Harry Potter one can be sort of swiveled around, pointing out, pointing up, and just makes it easier to customize. Now, we do have 3 pirate swords. I'm not sure if this is again like a spare piece or something, but based on the fact we don't have any spare skeleton arms and legs, I don't think we've actually got any spare pieces in these fun packs. So it's interesting as to why we've got 2 skeletons but 3 swords. But They're an interesting sword piece. I do like these for the pirates. And we have plenty of other golden, even the translucent blue and red crystals or jewels. We have plenty of them acting as the treasure. We've got some clear ones. We've also got these yellow translucent pieces. Again, I'm not too sure what these are for, but it's an interesting piece to have whacked in, just like these really. And there's clearly some sort of theme they've got going on besides the pirates, of course. You've got this cannon, which was very loud to clip in. I really do hope you saw that, but perhaps that's what these black pieces are for, not the trans yellow. The black pieces slot in there and fire. They don't come out too fast. Perhaps I put that in the wrong way, but they are pretty lethal. So again, don't aim these at your face or anyone's eyes or anything that would really hurt. And we also have one of these wheels. I've got a few of these from the Disney CMF with Mickey, but we have actually got the pieces to clip it in so we can spin it. And of course there's some ship theme going on here. I don't think there's enough to build your own pirate ship, but you can definitely start one if you stand up this wheel and perhaps have some barriers going either side. Let's give it that angle of a ship. That stands up pretty well. We've even got some more pieces to build out the boat, and you could really get some boat going here. I'm not really sure what this is for. It looks like, well, I'm not really sure what it looks like. It's just a lot of bars around the square. Perhaps this can be a hatch in the middle of the boat, and you can see you can put a few of these pieces together and get some sort of theme across. You've got the treasure chest, and you've even got these leaves, which it would have been nice if we got the bar parts of these hinges to have these leaves clip onto, but the only real element we've got for a bar is this piece here, which I guess you can clip these leaves to some sort of sign, but I'm not quite sure what this has got to do with perhaps some palm trees of sorts, which are sort of pirate themed, but I'm not really sure what these pieces are here for, unless these are to hold and not to launch the lanterns. Oh, that's what these pieces are for. So this element here is the light too. This lantern element I have in my other hand. It's a bit hard to show off these smaller elements on camera, especially when I've got so much laid out across the desk, but you can see the lanterns do fit in quite nicely, and I do suppose that is what these clips are for. You could probably hook these up. Again, there's not many big bricks. It would have been nice if we got perhaps even just a door frame that we can clip these onto, but we can clip them on the side of our boat just like that for now. And you can see, just like the Halloween fun pack, these are meant to be added on to, say, a pirate ship or another pirate themed build. Perhaps this would work very well as a wreck of a pirate ship. You've got all the treasure. You've got these barrels here, which can be filled with different rubies and gems, and then you can place these round 2x2 plates on top just to cap that off. And you can even just put some of these gold studs in there, whack that on top, and you've got all these other gold pieces. I'm not quite sure if they again think of the wider build and what can be done here, or they just go down a list and grab as many pirate themed pieces as they can find. But I'm really having some fun with this. It is a fun pack after all, and I guess this anchor can be attached to the side of the ship as well. Nothing much to droop it over the edge, but these chains would work really nice if you actually had a pirate ship. And I didn't even notice this. We've got an, I don't know how exclusive, but a printed pirate map in with this VIP pack. So perhaps these skeletons here were looking for some sort of treasure. They do have actual hand pieces on the skeletons, so you can, or should be able to, clip the pieces in there, and that is a legal technique. I know quite a few people have problems clipping in these Lego pieces to Lego hands, but the easiest way to do it is not to force the plate into the hand and trying to get it in, but rather to place it in like that. So you've got the hand holding the sort of back of the plate, and then just to twist it in, and it holds it nice and firmly. There's really nothing much to it, but again, it's not the easiest of connections, unlike most of the studs. So you got this skeleton, let's put him up the front, he's perhaps steering to a destination, and you got this skeleton who's protecting the treasure. and perhaps this is on a shipwreck near an island, so we'll add a tree somewhere over here. It'd have been nice if we got a few more of these bigger plates, but really it's not too big a problem because you've got enough to build a small scene and add a few of the skeletons and pirate things around, and you're just left with a load of other pieces which again are just meant to enhance your pirate ship, your pirate model, and really just fun to play around with. But now we've got the two pirate sets, now we've got the two gift with purchases out of the way, before we move on and actually build the city sandwich bar, I do want to first open the summer bag and see just how this compares to the other two and what sort of pieces we got. And again, like the Halloween pack, we do have some inspiration of where these pieces can be used. These seem to be a lot more random in a sense of they don't go along with each other but make awesome accessories for other builds. And you've got a load of these umbrellas on the roof, you've got a lollipop on a surfboard. This is a pirate ship. I'm not sure why there's a lollipop on a surfboard, but the point is you can really do anything with all these pieces, and you don't even have to make it make sense. It is completely down to you how wacky you create. And as you can see with the Halloween and pirate builds, they don't even have to go with other sets. You can build your own sort of wreck and your own Halloween tree and swampland just with the pieces that come in the set. So let's see how this fun pack holds up to the other two. But first, I have to address the Santa hat in the summer VIP pack. I'm pretty sure this is the summer, not the spring one. Why do we have this? Why do we have the Santa hat in the summer pack? It's not Christmas in the middle of the year, so this is a very odd piece. I know I've said about a few pieces for the other two, but this really doesn't make sense. It just confuses me. I'm not sure if this is a new hat. It does look quite nice. You can see all the detail around the edge, which gives it that fluffy look to the bottom of the hat, but I don't know why we've got this in the summer pack. Are we putting this aside and sort of ignoring it for the purpose of looking at this pack? But we do have a few cool pieces. We have this fishing line, which is definitely new. I haven't seen this before, and it does have a hoop through the end if the camera focuses, where you can get a little bit of string to make it look like someone is actually fishing. So it's a little surprised they didn't include this, but I know they don't include it in a lot of their sets. So perhaps if you have a bit of string laying around or some spare from another Lego set, you can add it to the end and just hook a fish on the bottom. And I do really like these pieces here. I'm not sure how many we get because we do need 6 for a mech, but I use a lot of these for the mech, so it does seem to be that we only have 4. Definitely goes towards a mech though, and I do have a mech on the brain. We got some of these tropical fish here, which are very nice for the summer. Some ice lollies, hot dogs. I don't think there's anything really I can build with as much because we've got a load of, say, these leaf pieces and nothing really to stand it on. But the umbrella piece does have that dome attachment. You've got the cross axle, which houses a bar, the cross axle, and also a stud. If I give you a close-up look, you might be able to see just what I mean. But that does allow us to put this rod in the middle and have the umbrella stand up. We also have a few animals. We've got this crab piece. We also had, I saw a pirate parrot. There we are. We've got a parrot as well, which also comes in the pirate set, so it's nice to see it. It's got this new sort of half and half color, which means most of these parrots are unique. You can see just how different they are, but they are the same element. And we also have another one of the crabs and also this bunny, which looks like it uses the same mold that we get in the dream sets. We've got some coral, we've got some hats. We got Santa's sack. I don't know what Santa's hat is doing in the summer set. I'm not sure if there was some other Santa event or some promotional pack going on. We've got a load of these little ball pieces here. It just seems more random than the last two, so I'm happy we're actually getting some heavier themed sets. I'm not sure if there's any. Oh, we've got some printed tiles here. We've got the pizza and the actual pizza that's open, so that's quite cool. I'll definitely be adding them to the city. And we also have this fishing net, which can house a fish or two. Perhaps this can even go with SpongeBob and alongside the jellyfish, as I don't think this element was created when the SpongeBob sets come out, so that's a very cool piece that can be used with SpongeBob mocks if you are making them. And we have some skis. I've seen these blue skis here. Again, this was in the middle of summer. I'm pretty sure this is the summer pack, not the spring pack, so I might be wrong there, but we've got some skis. We actually have some more summer items like these flippers here. I don't know if it comes with a helmet, but we do have these goggles, which I do think perhaps we should have got a helmet in here, because we've got the scuba goggles, we've got a life vest, we've got these oxygen tanks, we've got the flippers, but no helmet. We get this dark red hat. A helmet would have been nice to see, but overall it's a decent set. These are probably my favourite piece from them, these printed wooden panels which can be used to board up the sides of windows or just add a little bit of texture to the outside of the house. And we also have these ends to the oars. I've seen the oars as one piece. It's nice to see the oars as two pieces. It's sort of like the new broom or mop head that we've seen in a few recent Disney and Harry Potter sets. But there's not really much you can do with just this VIP pack, so I'm definitely happy that the other packs, and especially this Halloween pack, comes with enough pieces to at least build some sort of tree and little entranceway. So out of the three of them, I think my favourite has to be the Halloween pack. The pirate one's a close second. This summer one's definitely... I'm not really decided what I think of it yet. It's just a bit odd, I think, given the other two. Perhaps it's because it's not summer when I'm opening this, so it does seem that much more odd. But the Halloween one comes with a vast amount of different pieces. There's obviously the Halloween theme to them, but you get the pumpkins, you've got a few of these helmets, and you got the one skeleton. Perhaps if this came with two skeletons, it would make it just the best out of a lot of them, because I definitely like that about the pirate one. But it comes with a few different animals. You've of course also got the bats, and overall I think it's just worth probably more. Again, it depends what these exclusive printed pieces, well, not exclusive, but these printed pieces are going for, and some of these gold elements like the golden frog, I haven't seen that anywhere. But I definitely think you're getting more of your money's worth with this Halloween pack. So if you wanted to buy any of these on the aftermarket, you'll probably find all of these up on Bricklink as I'm speaking. So it's definitely worth taking a look. And if you wanted that Halloween pack, even if you just wanted it for that purple helmet, which is now completely out of stock on the Lego website, then it's definitely worth picking up. Again, I wouldn't spend more than a couple of quid. I think it's definitely worth a fiver if you can get it for that, and you would be very lucky if you can pick it up for that price. But I think the only thing you can really build with this summer set is perhaps a tree and the umbrella, so it definitely is limited if you don't have anything to put it on. But that being said, if you're going for a summer look and perhaps have a city you can add this to, and especially a beach, perhaps this is your favourite. So let me know down in the comments if you watched this whole explanation of all the different VIP fun packs. It's definitely gone on for a lot longer than I wanted it to, but I hope you've got an in-depth look at all three of them. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favourite. Now I'm going to clear this, start looking at my pick-a-brick order. I have a feeling this is going to be a very long video. We've still got the Marvel minifigures to look at, and even this to build, which I don't know, I perhaps might save this for the next video, where I'm building Lo-Fi Girl's apartment because of a new partnership between Lo-Fi Girl and Lego. So perhaps I've only got these two things, but now let's take a look at the pick-a-brick order. And now that that is clear, if you have watched this far and you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. It helps support the channel, and subscribe if you haven't already, because there is plenty more Lego content on the way, especially with city updates, which I have so much planned. Of course, at some point I had to finish the Lego city, and that shall come in today's video. I've got all the glass pieces here that will be needed to finish off the front of them, so I'll put them aside. Right at the end of the video we'll take a look at that. I've also got all the pieces here to build the purple spaceman, so perhaps I'll get that out of the way. I do have, much like the two helmets from the Halloween pack, two backpacks. I'm not really sure why I've got double of each of them. I mean, I couldn't help the helmet, but I definitely could help this backpack. So perhaps I'll just keep hold of a pair of them, just in case anything happens to these ones. But of course, we're going to need to take apart this CMF alien, even down to the arms that are on the current torso, as we do need it to all be the same, I guess, shade of purple, as well as the arm printing that was present on the CMF. Now, I've got to be careful when I'm applying it that I don't scratch at the front of it, so perhaps turning it around is the best way to do this, and then I can put the pressure on the back as well as on the arm joint to click it into place. But we've got the torso and the arms done, adding the legs, and the oxygen tank, which does come, I think, again in one of the Lunar New Year sets. This piece is actually a bit bent at the top, so I'm going to grab the other one. You can see this one fits on quite nicely here. If the camera would focus, you can see that the other one has this bend, which this has come straight from Lego. It's not great, but accidents do happen, so I guess I don't have a spare backpack. It's a good thing that I've got this other one. Now this is the face that the other astronauts use, so I'm keeping it consistent across the board, and you can see now we have our classic purple spaceman, which is exclusive to being a custom, and in the sense that it's a pure custom. All of these are Lego pieces, but you can't get them all in this combination in any Lego set so far. Perhaps that will change, as Lego probably have nearly enough torsos to make their own CMF. I mean, looking up at my display, we've got the brown one, the yellow one, the orange one, the pink one, the blue one, the white one, the red one, this purple one. They've also done a green one and a black one and even a grey torso. So that's about, what, 11 of them? All they need to do is do one in the sort of baby blue, which goes along with the Everyone is Awesome set, and they've got their own CMF line there, which would be really interesting to see them do something like that. And of course, we got to piece together this alien. We can't leave him broken up, so I've got the plain torso in the way of that purple classic space, and we can put even his backpack back on, and it definitely looks a bit different, but doesn't look too bad with that arm printing, so that can go back in my collection. But let's take a look at everything else we have. So we do have some of these longer bricks here, and that is because I've changed the way that I'm putting together the road for the Lego City. So let's put all these pieces over there, and let me go get a segment of the road. So as you can see, for the road on my Lego City, I did accidentally order the Technic bricks, which are going along the side, but I have changed up how I have this extra bit, as it does extend from the road plates that we get with the extra road pack that City do. And this is the same sort of road system that you can see on the gift with purchase that I'll definitely build in another video. This video's gone on for long enough, so let's get this done and look at the Marvel CMF figures. But if you ignore the glare of the road plate, you can see these side bits are just too short to not have the studs in the side, and you might be wondering how I've done that, and if I can pry off this road plate at the front, or perhaps the back one would even be the better one to do, you'd be able to see that underneath it, what I have done is actually underneath the pavement, what I have done is added one of the snot bricks, the one with the little indent, but I've actually put it backwards because I was originally going to use one of the Technic bricks on the side until I was made aware that it would not have been a legal building technique, and that is because the Technic bricks have the stud holes which are actually too tall for Lego bricks. So if I was to put a stud in this hole here, the top of the stud wouldn't line up with the bottom of this white tile and would in fact overlap a little bit, which does mean you're not putting stress on the official Lego base plates. But as this isn't an official Lego base plate, it means I don't have the Lego writing on the top, so I can use the snot studs and place this just on the side, and you can even see just in the corner where I've put these snot studs, and that has allowed me to put these little studs coming out of this side and just to clip them in there. But you can see it leaves a little gap at either side, so all I'm going to be doing is taking these off and getting the new brick, putting both of these 1x8 white plates with all the tiles and everything on top, and you can see that it fills the gap perfectly, as these are 1x16 bricks and just fill up the side of the road. Now they're not the easiest things to get back into place, and I'll probably have to take off all these plates underneath and do this with my whole road, so I'll check back when it's complete. And you know what, I was going to do this off camera, but I've recorded enough, the video's long enough. If you're watching it to this point, chances are you might as well want to see what I'm doing to the city, just to unpack it. And all I've got are these plates here, which, if I take this lamppost out of the way, and my camera wants to stop playing around. Alright, so what we've got are these plates here which just hold this brick in place and then also provide a nice base for this road plate to sit on. But I've just pulled these up. This brick should just slide out of here. It's quite a strong connection, but it will pop out eventually. And I've actually got, I think, this bit connected across the two, so that part isn't going out. We get the new brick. We make sure that the edges of this road line up, as this is actually the road that's right at the front of my display, so you don't want any studs sticking out, and you can put that in just like so. And then we grab our pieces and put them right back in to keep that brick in place. And then at the front I do have this longer plate, and this will just cover the whole side of the road so that when it is on display you don't have the gaps at the bottom like you would if you had the back of it at the front. And this just clips in like so with the plates, and just like so the back bit goes in, and you can see we've got it nice and flush. In fact, I completely forgot to do that, so let me pull it off and show you in real time just how easy it is to change this display. And if I'm not throwing around the brick separator, it does make it a bit easier to work. And I feel like this video is a bit more of a rough sort of uncut video where I've been talking so much throughout it, but I really just wanted to put all this information across. And actually, if I weren't doing this, you wouldn't see just how this corner bit's made. But before we do that, we will have to remove the 1x2 brick at the top. And you can see how I've pieced together the corner. You've got a few 1x1 plates on top of each other, and then you've got that corner slope just in the end there, just to fill out a gap. And you've got the same thing on the other side about here, so that they don't clash. You can slot them underneath this rounded panel, and it just makes the corner look a bit better than the way I had it before. But this will go just in. So if you do want to see close-ups of anything else throughout the city, do let me know, as there might be perhaps some things that I haven't shown off that actually you are really interested in and want to see up close in detail, because I am just starting to record this. There's going to be so much that perhaps I've done behind the camera that I forgot to show off, or that I did so early on and you haven't seen it. And as you can see, the road is looking very nice and pretty much complete at this stage. I'm not sure what else I can add. You've got the studs here for the bikes, which just stops them rolling back and forth, though perhaps at some point I will get rid of these, as it does allow me to move my vehicles a bit easier around the city. And you also have the garbage truck that would go there, though if I set it there now, it just completely slide off, as that is not held back. And this really helps that my city is so modular, and even the roads I can pull out, because it means I can make videos like this where I show you up close just how it's put together. And also, whilst we're on the road, there are a few gaps around with these 2x4 and 1x4 spaces, and that's what all these pieces are for. So I'll do that off camera. And again, check out tomorrow's video. I know it's going to be a low 5 goal focus, especially with the new Lego ideas entries that I'll be looking at, but I'll also include bits like this and the glass into that update, as there's just not time in today's video. So before we get to the Marvel minifigure series, I just want to show off this arch. I did pick up 2 of the blue 1x3x6 I think doors from a pad wall. That is what this is for. And for my city, I also have some animals to add. These ladybugs, a few little honeybees, and 2 types of butterflies. So be sure to keep an eye out for them dotted around the city. They can just clip to the top of these plants, like down here, the lavender plants. Perhaps that will be where the first butterfly goes. And keep your eye out in the next city video. But now let's get to opening the Marvel minifigures and wrapping out the end of my October order. And finally, as we approach the end of the video, again, I apologise it's been so long, but it just allows me to add everything into the one video. There will be a part 2 of this video when my standard pick a brick order does arrive. But as you can see, out of these 4 Marvel minifigure series, I will be opening all 4, just to prove that my little trick of looking through the gap in the corner does work. But I think the only new one here is this Werewolf Jack from Werewolf by Night. I have watched it now, and October the 20th, it does actually come out in, I think it's October the 20th, it might be the 22nd, don't hold me to that, but soon it will come out in colour, which will be really interesting to watch to see how it differs to the original. I'm not sure if they're colouring it based on how it was originally recorded before they added the black and white filter, or if they're going to try and add colour post-production, but it'll be really interesting. Anyway, the grand reveal, you can see that there is indeed Werewolf Jack in this box. So I'm pretty sure at this point that whole peering through the corner does really work, and it's just an easy way to tell which of these characters are which of the characters, which is definitely better than a paper bag. I know they did originally test a paper bag, but it would tear after 5 or 6 fills of trying to get what pieces are in the bag. So it's definitely easier just because you can actually peer through the box, and it is great that we've got another one of the figures, especially because the other 3 in this order are Clint, Kate and Moon Knight. We've got all 3 of them. Moon Knight I recently turned into Ahsoka, so it would be great to get another one of him. And Clint, I do want to add the skin coloured arms on the side and turn him into a more of the original Avengers style Clint, which it doesn't look too far from. But here is Jack, and again, detailed figure. I like the arm printing on it because, I mean, they've just coloured a dark tan arm to fit with the fur that is meant to be on his arm. So it's a bit odd why they didn't use that originally, but I guess it's just so you can see that printing all the more. And even the dual molded legs have the short design printed on the side. It's really great how they've matched that up to the same colours that it's been molded with, and you can actually see they've molded the shorts pattern into the leg. You can sort of see in the light the line where the bottom mold ends and the top mold begins. They've actually printed that brown on the green rather than the other way around, so perhaps that was easy for them. And of course we've got that double-sided head, which is present on most of the figures nowadays. If it can cover the back of the head with a hairpiece or helmet, chances are it will have a double-sided face piece. And of course you've got the gem, which, if you haven't watched Werewolf by Night, it's sort of what the whole thing is about, as well as, well, you can watch it yourself if you want to find out. I won't spoil it. And just to double check on the other 3, we have Moon Knight indeed in that box, we have Clint in this box, of course we do, and last but not least we have another Kate Bishop. I'm not too sure what I'll do with it, but I'm definitely happy to get another lucky dog. So it does seem that this hack of peering through the corners works lovely, and it's great to get another one of the Marvel CMF, as well as be able to finally put together my classics purple spaceman. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. It is definitely going to be a longer video, and it definitely was a bunch of fun making it with all the gift with purchases. But that is all for me today. Tune in tomorrow to not only see me build a flat for the Lo-Fi Girl, but also to see all the little bits that I haven't managed to show off in this video, and also to react to some LEGO Ideas entries. So do please like, subscribe, stay tuned for more awesome LEGO content, and may the bricks be with you always.